I would say that you could tell I'm hanging with Megan because I have Starbucks, but as Megan has pointed out, I've actually started drinking Starbucks on my own, not around her recently. So clearly that's not an indication. But an Amanda in a tiny dorm kitchen should let you know that I get to hang out with Megan this evening. And I don't know what we're doing. I don't even know if we have plans, but it's going to be fun. Amanda and Megan have started making 3D printed things.
Wine corks.
And this is a wine cork. Yeah, but that's not all you print, right? You guys
right
make
now,
other things.
That's what we got.
Oh, okay. So this is an adorable little elephant. And I will put a link to their... Ooh, focus. Yeah, look at that cute little elephant. And I'll put a link to their Etsy shop in the description.
Thanks, Mallory. So
that, you know, somebody who watches this video can check it out.
Yeah.
And they're not only elephants, they do other things too.
Yes, that is correct.
The promised excitement has arrived. Megan has worked very, very hard, because clearly it was difficult, to convince me to go to Playwrights Roundtable tonight.
I did it!
Yeah. It'll be really fun. Actually, this is one of those things in Orlando that I keep being like, oh, I should really get involved in Playwrights Roundtable, and then I just never do. Like I felt about Fringe for several years before we actually did it. So now I'm gonna go, and then next time I'll try and be involved. We'll just move baby steps forward.
Doing the thing. Oh god, I have so much blush on. You can tell I put the makeup on in the dark.
Makeup in the dark.
How's it going?
Okay.
Did it?
Yeah, so this is Playwrights Roundtable, launch 2018. It looks like we get to see a lot of shows tonight. I'm excited. We'll report back and let you know what we thought. So we saw this very talented lady in a show
this lady right there.
where she played a dog, a very excited dog, which is like literally the most Josette part that I think has ever existed.
I think you're right.
It wasn't acting. I did the dog. It was me.
She's really for
Right
it.
now, however, she's acting. Yeah. She's really for it. But we had a good time, and I think Megan and I will probably talk about some of the shows when we get back. We are back in Megan's dorm, and we're just gonna briefly run down the shows that we saw, I think, and just talk like the tiniest bit.
So this was a night of 8 short plays that were all written and directed and starred in by like semi-local people. It seems they're all original
Certainly
works.
starred in and directed by, but written by people sometimes from other places.
Right. Some of the pieces felt a little bit familiar. For example, Beatrix Potter Must Die. And also the content of Every 7 Minutes both felt a little familiar to me. Like maybe they're short plays that I've seen other places. But overall, Act 1, we had Beatrix Potter Must Die, which is about the woman Beatrix Potter who wrote Tales of Peter Rabbit and...
A time-traveling farmer.
Correct. This show had some sound problems, but was fun and felt familiar.
Yeah, and like the storyline was fine and the acting was okay.
The Sounds of Soul
Was not our favorite show.
It was my least favorite, I think.
Yes, it was my least favorite too. It was written for 2 old men, and I got the feeling that they like forgot part of the script at one point, and it was pretty rough.
It was also like written for old men,
yeah,
by
and we're
old
not
men,
old men.
to old men,
Yeah,
and we're not old men.
we weren't the target audience for that.
What We Want in the Dark.
I liked this show a lot.
I like the title. Like, the title makes me like the show more. I didn't realize that was what it was called.
It's about aliens
And
that
maybe
come to
sex?
Earth. Yeah, maybe. Or maybe just like companionship or like not being alone.
Not a lot of super strong directorial choices that were
But
consistent.
the script was really good, and
script
like
was
I
fun.
want my hands on it so bad because I really liked it.
Every 7 Minutes was handled very well, was a fun show, and I overall liked the acting. I thought it was probably the best show in Act 1, like objectively, and I really liked it.
Like I thought What We Want in the Dark was maybe the strongest script, but I thought that Every 7 Minutes was the strongest performance.
Yeah, and directed very, very well, which we knew the director, so we're a little biased,
Yes.
but like, I want to tell him that I really liked it because I did.
Because I did, yeah. And that one, since we didn't talk about it, is about basically somebody who works at a factory where their job is to create the events that happen every 7 minutes, which some of them are like a double rainbow, and some of them are like a heart attack.
And it's funny.
It is
and
pretty
also
funny.
tragic.
And also, apparently, if you go on different nights, the two leads play different
Both parts, yeah, they
which
swap.
is kind of cool.
Then there was an act break, so I got to pee. And then there was Slammed, the story of Andrew Snyder and his future children.
Yeah. It was about this gentleman who's recently retired who decides he wants to become a pro wrestler. And, like, the wife is kind of freaking out, and she calls the son over, and then they just are like, no, let's do this. And it literally, I just was like, this is Andrew's future flashing before my eyes.
Then there was...
It was a funny show, and it was fun, and I thought it was well done.
Yeah, well blocked. The actors in it I really liked, and I didn't know any of them, and I was like, can we get them? Then there was Wounded Warrior, which was a strong piece that felt like it ended in, like, the middle of a show.
Yeah, it felt like a longer piece that they'd cut, maybe.
And cut, like, maybe, like, a little poorly.
It's a pretty dark piece
But I liked
about rape culture in the military.
And apparently, one of the performances was fueled by the fact that she got hit in the face on stage accidentally, which I thought I saw happen, and then I forgot about, and she was crying, and it was an emotional thing, and then part of the reason she was crying that hard was because she got
her nose.
smashed in the face. It was so sad. But flawless recovery, like, props to her.
2 Steps Back, which was about
Right.
two people who had an affair at some point and were meeting up at a funeral. Yes. I thought that the
Accidentally.
script was pretty good. The one thing I would say is that I thought the script was written for a younger couple than they cast.
I thought that the actors were very good and that the script was trying to put too much into one thing, because the more I think about it, the more I remember about, like, her having serious anxiety and, like, being on all these pills.
Yeah, and I couldn't
which
figure
was,
out
like, a
what it was
weird-
about, because, like, the anxiety was, like, brought up and then just, like, vanished.
dropped a lot. So I felt like there were, like, a couple things in that piece that were like, I'm gonna put this here,
Yeah.
but then I'm gonna run away.
Yeah, it's true.
And sometimes I was cringing because I just was like, oh, don't touch her. I'm uncomfortable. And men.
Yeah.
And then
Meet the Pets, which this
Is
is
a
the
piece we
third
already
time
liked.
I've seen this. And the second time Megan's seen it, but with a completely different cast. And I thought they did a very good job. Like, it was different beats, which was really cool. But I enjoy the show. It is about a guy who brings a girl home. He clearly brings home women all the time.
it's also
And
about
he wants them
Gavroche,
to meet his pets.
who just knocked something off the counter in true cat fashion.
Yeah, and so it's about, like, a stuck-up cat and a really excited dog. And we knew the girl playing the dog. She did a great job.
Yeah. And
And
I
we
thought
enjoyed
that
that show.
piece was well handled, and that some of the
Oh, look, it's a pet.
performances were stronger than others in that piece. It was the show with the biggest cast. It was the only show that had 4 people in it, and I thought that 2 of the actors were, like, nailing it, and 2 of the actors were, like, they put the hammer down. They weren't nailing it. They had the hammer, and then they, like, put it down.
Like,
And they
went a
picked
little
it up,
sideways.
And
Yeah,
then they put...
maybe. But overall, I had a good time, and I'm glad that we went. Links will be down there. If you want to check it out, it plays next weekend.
Which I'd
as
recommend,
well.
because I think that, like,
Yeah,
it was inspiring, especially if you're a writer or an actor or a director, that, like, you can make mistakes and you can
Yeah.
make good things, and, like, people will come see things.
and even the ones that I didn't enjoy, it was fun to, like, see what people are creating.
Yeah, it was really cool. And it, like, the more local Orlando theater I see, the more I sometimes feel like, oh, we could do this. Like, I can
Yeah.
do this. Phoenix Tears can do this. Mallory can do this. I can do this. So, like...
It is. It's really inspiring. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.
For a second, I forgot if I was supposed to do it. I was like, no, it's Mallory's thing. I'm stealing it. I don't know. I'm sleepy.
Sleepy.
Oh yes, my straws. All of my straws.
So it turns out that Gisette really likes straws.
I
She
just like
loves
to
them.
keep hydrated, you know? So, and it helps with the flow. Just one straw.
It's true.
Just one straw, and you don't get as many wrinkles. One straw, it's like a really intense pucker, whereas the 4 straws, you can
Let's
just
see.
like, oh god.
Show us your technique.
Yeah, I need to see. We're good.
No,